got a full one for you this week.
And we didn't even get to the Baba Ganoush.
Oh my God, I love Baba Ganoush.
Jordan Myrick is on the program with us today. We're talking about food. We're talking about comedy. We're talking about fiancés.
We're talking about Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's.
I just got so cold.
We talked about Jersey Mike.
Jersey Mike's.
Are you ready
I'm born ready.
to eat?
Get into it.
We're eating.
We're eating. We eat. Look at this beef. All right, bye now. Ooh, this beef is tiny.
Oh.
Mom.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Hi, you sloppy used to be not so I'm a sloppy second with Big Dipper Meatball, and that's Big Dipper.
you know, I haven't seen it. It wasn't really playing in my head until now, maybe because of all the tour videos. But it's sort of like You're That Me Espresso. You're giving a little Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, I thought I was giving more Arianti.
No,
Am I Ariane there?
no.
Oh, because of this wig.
Arianator.
You're saying the wig is Sabrina
and that
Carpenter.
outfit a little bit.
I think, well, she's more covered up.
She is.
But anyway, I love those tour videos. She looks like she's
I would
really
say this,
killing
if
it.
all
I
of
wouldn't
your
go. Seems a little sleepy of a concert.
that's why you need the pickup.
You
The
gotta get
pick-
up. Not
No,
espresso.
I would say if all of your chest hair was sequins, then it would be a Sabrina Carpenter outfit.
Maybe I should get that done.
Sew-ins?
Sew-ins, weaves for the chest.
Yeah. Are you excited for today?
I am very excited for today. We have a surprise for our guest as well, which I love.
Well, kind of a surprise. I'm sure you can put two and two together. Anyways, why don't you bring her on?
Are
our
you
guest?
ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Today we have a writer, comedian, actor, and eater. It's Jordan Myrick.
Hi, Jordan.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited.
You have a social media presence that feels like I've already known you for a long time.
I love to hear that.
I feel like I've seen your videos forever.
That's great.
That's a really good feeling. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, when he said that we were having you, I was like, oh, I've already seen her stuff for weeks, months.
Wow, I
Weeks.
love that.
Just weeks.
Just
Weeks,
It
days,
makes me
moments.
feel like I should have more money, but I appreciate it.
Isn't that
you both
crazy?
watching.
You put so much work into it,
I
too.
really do.
And you're spending a lot of money, clearly, on these videos.
Yes and no.
Oh.
Yes and no. I mean, most of the things I eat are relatively cheap. And then I edit everything myself. So it's just financial, personal time. But that's, I'm not doing fine dining food or anything like that.
We should go fine dining all dressed like this.
Yeah.
Just like you.
I should go to a Chili's like this.
They would love it.
Would they?
I think so. In LA, the Encino Chili's.
That's the I'm
Why
so
is that
mad.
the
Why aren't there
closest
any more
one?
Chili's?
I understand. And I agree.
It's crazy. That's
You have to make a day of it.
Crazy.
You
Yeah.
have to go out there, and then you got to be like, okay, and then after this, we're getting dessert, and then we're gonna go to axe throwing or do some weird.
100. You got to go to
activity over there.
4 estate sales in the morning and then go to the Encino Chili's.
wait. Do you go to estate sales?
I do. Yeah.
You do everything. I feel like no.
How do you
You're
have the time?
literally. You are like the definition of a multi-hyphenate person.
Wow. I've dreamed of hearing that.
Are you
so
serious?
thank you.
I look at your life and I'm like, how does she do
Yeah,
it?
where do you find the time?
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't feel like I do that much. I think I have a chip on my shoulder because I'm a classically trained actor and went to acting school. And I think a lot of
Oh.
people look down on the internet.
Yes, but that's an antiquated idea.
I
think
know.
We're millennial.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all sort of. She's a little younger, but we're all sort of in the same boat.
Sure.
Sure.
Do you get it?
Like when you said "chip on your shoulder," we immediately thought of the song from
Legally
Legally
Blonde.
Blonde.
Sure.
Okay, so we're all in the same boat. I don't know that people feel that way anymore because they look around and they're like, I spent all summer at the Globe Theater in up in Washington State doing Shakespeare and I made $300, but this viral TikTok helped me pay my rent.
Yes, but comedians are still mean. Comedians are mean.
It's
Yes.
crazy.
And I feel like so many comedians are like, you make stuff online, you're a loser. I'm like, when have you booked? When have you booked literally once? You know what I mean?
Yes,
Well, and now they're
So-
trying to get their little toesies in the doors by always posting their crowd work and stuff, and you're like, we get it.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're so funny.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
I have a hypothesis
Yeah.
too, which is your fiance also makes internet
She
content.
does,
So
yeah.
you help each other and therefore it doesn't feel like work as much.
Absolutely. I'm
Oh.
very lucky. We really like each other. And I got
thing.
her on TikTok.
What?
What?
I know. Can you believe I got in at the ground floor? She was a janitor at Dog Pound, a boutique gym for celebrities. And I had a TikTok that went viral. And when we were courting each other, I was trying to seem cool. And I was like, yeah, you see my TikTok. And yeah, you should probably get on there. Like, I don't know, maybe they probably like you too. Makes her first TikTok goes wildly, wildly viral. More than anything I ever did. And then immediately so many lesbians were in her DMs being like, I'd love to take you out. And I was like, I have made a huge mistake. But it all worked out for me. Now she's rich and we're about to get married. So it's been great.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. That would add to my chip on my shoulder
Oh,
if
sure.
that was my home scenario.
How do you mean?
I made you rich.
Oh, yeah. Well, she takes care. She takes
Okay,
care.
good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I want to keep talking about this internet stuff, but I am more focused on your food job and
Please.
food work because
Yes.
that is cool. We do a lot of eating and don't get paid for it. It, in fact, costs us money.
You're missing out.
But you somehow have finessed a way into consuming food and getting paid for it.
Absolutely. So
Details.
I've always really liked food and been into cooking. When I was little, I wanted to be Rachel Ray. That was my big thing. I was like, if I could just host a food show where I could like be funny and talk about food, that would be my dream.
Yeah.
And I have worked in 100,000 restaurants in pretty much every position you can work in to make money out of necessity. And then
Doggy.
when the pandemic hit, I just started making random content on the internet because I no longer had any work because I was a touring comedian. So I didn't have any work and I just started doing that and it started doing really well. Then I got a job at this company called Mythical, which is a YouTube company. They have a
Mhm.
really popular YouTube show called Good Mythical Morning. They were starting like a food-centric spin-off called Sporked, and they hired me to be a staff writer for them, and now I'm like an on-camera personality for them. And now I'm getting my own food show on Dropout.
That is
That's so
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's very exciting.
Look at that, making dreams come true.
Just going all the way through.
And so at Sporked, what I've seen a lot of is you reviewing like stuff on the shelves at grocery stores.
Yes, it's all grocery focused and it's meant to be very accessible and non-pretentious.
Got
Yes.
it. So the idea of like, because what did we eat recently? We ate this, it was behind the paywall, but we ate those sort of like,
My brain, I don't remember eating.
they were
anything
from
today.
they were from Trader Joe's and they were pizza flavored, but they were called pillows.
Oh, yes.
And they're like half a flavor and maybe
Yeah.
a snack.
It's an idea.
Yes.
It's a concept.
And we were
they're
sitting there
working on
going
it.
like, it does have a semblance of pizza
Sure.
and they're called pillows, but
Mhm.
it's mostly air. It's wild what people
Oh, the little hollow things.
Yeah.
I like those. They were crunchy, but they also didn't have any flavor.
Yeah, and I think there's a certain type of person that likes to eat that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was just thinking about
that
this because,
kind
like,
of
I'm a person that loves salty, crunchy.
Great.
And so anytime I'm going to the store, that's what I'm seeking out. I'm not looking for mushy foods.
Okay, I'm spicy creamy is how I would
Okay.
describe myself. So anything spicy creamy
Whoa.
I like. What about you?
what is spicy creamy?
Yo, name creamy food. Mashed potatoes?
Sure. Yeah, I guess if someone
Yeah,
were to serve me
famously
Famously
a
spicy.
spicy mashed potato, I'd certainly be open
Okay,
to
hey,
that.
shut
I think like a queso,
Oh.
like a queso with chips,
Oh.
like a creamy jalapeno sauce.
Ooh, the
Uh,
inside of a
you know,
jalapeno popper.
I mean, sure, yeah, spicy creamy I would say is my favorite category of food. And then if you tack other things onto it, obviously, a spicy creamy crunchy, delish.
Like homestake queso.
Yeah, with like chips with homestake queso,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a spicy crunchy creamy.
That's so good.
whoa. That's the other thing that I'm so fascinated about with food people is articulating about food because it can be so challenging because it's normally a really personal experience and you have the same thing that you do with like colors where you're like, well, you taste the queso that I'm tasting, but maybe the queso that you're tasting, we both know to recognize it as queso, but it's a different actual flavor in our mouth.
Yeah, I think the thing that's been helpful for me is being a comedian because in food taste testing and in comedy, you just have to be okay saying whatever dumb thing pops into your mind, but saying it like it's important. So,
Word.
I'll
Okay, I
drink
love
something
that.
and I'll be like, this tastes like sucking on a satin pillowcase. Like, that doesn't really make a ton
But
of
it's
sense.
evocative of something.
But I
it
know the
gives
feeling
something.
now.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I think comedy is is very much the same, where it's like you have to evoke things from people without having them experience it necessarily. And whether or not it makes sense or is funny on paper, if you say it confidently and convincingly, people will buy into it.
Oh, for
Oh, I
sure.
love that.
That's incredible. What's been like the most surprising item from the shelves
Yeah.
that you had to taste and you were like, wait, why does no one eat this? Or I've never had this before.
Oh, I would say canned sweet potatoes.
Whoa.
We had
Whoa.
some really incredible canned sweet potatoes, and I never would have thought to purchase that.
Because canning and jarring is like a classic thing that people did to keep good food. And like what goes in the can doesn't necessarily have to be like garbage, like American processed food.
Yeah, and canning sometimes can make certain things better. You know, a sweet potato, you want it to be soft.
Yes.
So when you cook it with all that heat and pressure that does the canning, it's not hurting the sweet potato.
No, it comes out really soft and smushy. Like the
Yeah.
canned peas. I also
Yes.
wasn't super into canned foods until during the pandemic, everyone on TikTok was like, oh, try this like tinned fish and like all that stuff. And then that's when I was really getting into it. Have you been eating tinned fish?
I have, yeah. I fully bought into it.
The smoked fish is
Oh,
so
It's
sure.
so good. And I have to always apologize to my mom because my mom just used to eat anchovy and sardine sandwiches
And you're
growing
like,
up.
you're disgusting.
well,
And
that's
my
gross.
whole family would be like, you're disgusting. Can you eat that in the backyard? And now I'm like, try this like chili oil smoked, whatever. My mom's like, shut up. She's like, doesn't care. You know, she's like, you're an idiot.
That is so funny. My mother just sloughed off all the anchovies on a Caesar salad to me, and I was like, I love these. She was like, I can't believe that you do.
Wow.
It's-
And I was like,
in the dressing.
I know, but she doesn't want to see like the part of the fish.
Sure.
Okay.
You know,
Some
when you go
people
to a
are like
fancy
that.
restaurant, you see a little bit of the fish.
Yeah, they leave the head on sometimes.
I love that kind of stuff.
Me too.
The collar is the best part.
What about
Yes.
other canned meat?
Oh,
that feels a
potted
little-
meats. Oh yeah,
Canned
spam.
meats have been really hit or miss. Canned chicken was a hard taste test for us.
Whoa.
We had one that was like really good for what it was, but it was still kind of like you're eating kind of gelatinous
Mm-hmm.
chicken out of a can, which is hard to figuratively swallow sometimes, you know?
Good for what it was.
Well, because
Yeah.
that went viral too. Everyone was making that chicken Caesar salad pizza, but it was like chicken breast as the thing, and it was canned chicken breast.
Canned chicken breasts to make
Oh, the crust.
carbs.
The
Yeah,
crust, yes.
got to get rid of the carbs.
That's
you know?
those people should be in prison.
Yes,
Sorry.
I tried to make it at home and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
But it was because we had just gone to New York where we ate chicken Caesar salad pizzas like every day we were there.
Delicious. Like
And-
from the slice, like the
Yeah, they
Yeah,
put it on
and
top
they
of the
just-
slice.
yeah.
Put literally a salad on top of it.
It was so
Delish.
good. So I thought that would
Regular
be the same flavor, and
pizza.
it was disgusting.
Yeah.
It took us a long time to realize the pizza underneath is just regular
Regular
pizza.
pizza.
Okay, yeah.
We were like, maybe it's a white sauce. Maybe it doesn't. No, it's just regular
No, it's
pizza.
just their leftover cheese. All right,
Yeah.
dress it
It's
up.
ugly now. So they're
Yeah.
like, put pasta on top of it. They do that all the time at like Two Bros.
Yes.
I told this story in the pod, but I just want to get your opinion on
I
it.
can't wait.
I went to a pizza place in Highland Park
Okay.
on the way home. I got there moments before they closed. So I was just like, I'll take whatever you still have in the case. And worst case, that pizza's been there for 5 hours. Best case, 30 minutes. The man added sauce to the fully done pizza from the case, added a little more red sauce and a sprinkle of cheese before reheating it. So it had like a second new layer. Like he thought he was giving it new life. Weird or not weird?
I would love it.
Really?
I would. I guess I'm like, maybe you should ask first.
Yes.
I think that would be polite, but I would absolutely love it. I would feel so taken care of. And like, who am I to say no to more sauce and more cheese?
I guess that's
Absolutely.
true.
Also, it would have probably it was probably saving the top from getting burnt in there.
That's a really good point. I have a feeling that he was like, oh, I'm embarrassed to sell this pizza that's been out all day. Let me just throw this on.
Yeah.
But also, I love an old pizza. A
Me
cold
too.
Pizza. Sometimes I order a whole one just to put in the fridge.
I love that.
Oh, very nice. I have pizza in my refrigerator.
Ooh.
All right, we're going to take a break and then we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Helix.
I love my Helix mattress. I was sleeping away from it for a couple nights, and when I got back, I was like, yes, this feels right at home.
Same. I was just out of town, and the whole time I was just complaining about my bed and the pillows not being great. And now I got home, And the first thing I did was I took my little hamburger and I went upstairs and I ate it in my Helix bed.
Oh, Helix is good for eating and sleeping.
Baby, yes. When you have the California King like me, one side is for dinner and the other side is for sleep.
Also, the people that I've had guest star in my bed have given it good compliments.
Yes, I recently had a friend over who said, "Ooh, nice bed." And
There
I
you
said,
go.
Shh.
So if you want to know which Helix mattress is right for you, you take the Helix sleep quiz and you can find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes.
They've got models with memory foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side, and models with more responsive foam to cradle your body for essential support in stomach and back sleeping positions.
Plus, they have enhanced cooling features to keep you from overheating at night, which for me is key.
And Helix knows there's no better way to test out a new mattress than by sleeping on it in your own home.
That's why they offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress.
Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders.
Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy.
With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Yes. And we're back.
Before we move too far away from too far away from chicken, there's this show on Netflix called The Boyfriend or Boyfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you know about the chicken smoothies?
Oh, to get all their protein in?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we first learned about the chicken smoothies from Joel
Joel
Booster,
who was afraid to eat.
and
Yeah.
so he like drinks it so that he makes sure he gets all his calories in and his
Uh-huh.
protein. And there's a character on The Boyfriend who does that, and it causes tension in the house because he's spending too much money on the chicken breast.
Sure.
That's shocking. Have
Too
you
much
ever?
money on a chicken breast.
Well, they only have a limited amount of money to share in the house, and they
Oh.
have to share all the chores and share all of the food and work together and date each other.
Someone made the chicken breast thing and they added a bunch of fruit to it to make it sweet.
Wait,
I
what?
think
Which to me was like Thanksgiving dinner.
No.
Cranberry sauce.
no.
A little gravy.
In a smoothie?
Some smooth, spicy
No.
mashed potatoes.
Okay, yeah.
Smooth and spicy,
Okay, I'm
creamy
listening now.
spicy.
I think that people should really, truly be so ashamed of how afraid they are to gain weight. I think that we
Go
should
Go
start
off.
publicly shaming them. What I will say is, since I started working in food a couple years ago, I've obviously gained weight because duh. And then, like, maybe a year and a half ago, I up both my feet, and so I've been in and out of a wheelchair for the last like year and a half.
Oh my
Whoa.
God.
And I've gained more weight, and my life has only gotten better. I've only gotten more famous and more successful and more
Lit.
rich since I've gained weight.
Go
And
off.
people
Love that.
always want to be like, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "Am I okay? I'm thriving. Like, I can still do the splits. Like, everything's fine. Like, nothing's wrong. I just gained some weight, and everything is okay."
Right.
And when I see these people drinking chicken smoothies, I'm like, "Free yourself from the mental prison that is the chicken smoothie." That's how I feel about
But
it.
again, some people, well,
That's
T,
a great
yeah,
take.
I get worried about some of my friends that do crazy food stuff just to try to stay thin.
For
Well,
what?
It is, listen,
Well,
we can have a conversation about health and wellness. But there also is a conversation when they talk about like, oh, you're overeating and over obsessed with food and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, you meal prep to an obsessive point and you're calorie counting like beyond the capacity of your own brain.
To what? Look like the mother from Coraline? It's
Well-
disgusting. I'm tired. I'm
I
so
and
think
they get
tired.
those
The-
button eyes too because they're so hungry.
The
Mhm.
pendulum swings both ways. Let's talk about Dropout.
'Kay.
What is that?
So Dropout is a streaming service that has a bunch of different comedy shows. They also do D&D. They have a new show with Monet Exchange.
Yes.
I was on that.
How was it fun?
It was
Did you have a
so
good time?
fun.
Yeah.
I had the best time.
It looked incredible.
And then I just did Dirty Laundry as well, which
That's
was
my
super
best friend
fun.
Lily's show.
She was incredible.
She's
She is
insane.
quick.
But I
Yeah.
love her. Lily, I had my first professional job out of college ever with Lily. We toured with the Upright Citizens Brigade improv company.
my God,
So we would
yes.
go to colleges and do that, and we've been best friends ever since. And yeah, so Lily has a show on Dropout, and I think it's like, I don't know, I think it's like $5.99 a month or something, and you get
Nice.
all of their shows. It's like a Peacock and a Max,
Yeah.
anything like that. They're just making their own content.
And it's its own sort of network and channel and streamer all
Yes.
rolled into one.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And there's
the,
there's tons of incredible
the stuff
shows
that
on there.
y'all make over there is fantastic.
I'm
It's
really
so high
excited.
quality too.
Yeah, it feels so professional.
Yeah.
It's so many people like in the industry that are at the top of what they do. So when I'm working with like a makeup person or the PA, or it's like someone who's just so equipped at their skill, and it's
Yeah.
unbelievable to see.
And your show comes out when?
October 11th.
Gastronauts.
Yes, it's called Gastronauts.
And you were inspired by those people stuck up in space?
I did. I felt so bad for them. I wanted to do a tribute. It is a comedy cooking competition show. So it's every episode, professional chefs come on, and there is a new panel of judges who are comedians.
Yeah.
And each comedian judge gives a challenge to these professional chefs. And the challenges are incredibly stupid. So, for example, one of them was like, you have to make me a meal that I can wear as a hat. So the chefs
Okay.
had to make a fully edible
Ooh.
hat. Someone had to wear it. We had to eat it off their head.
That's incredible.
Love that.
Very fun, very creative, but once again, like incredible cooking because
Yeah.
it's real professional
Mhm.
chefs.
Did
That's
they ever
amazing.
did you ever find that there was a theme that was impossible to do for any of these chefs?
Honestly, no. They were all so talented. I will say the one thing I noticed about the chefs is they all came in really hot. Like they would all come in and be like, you, I'm the best chef. Don't try to play me. And I'd be like, okay, all right.
You're like, we're doing a funny here.
Yeah, and then after
Chill
the
out.
first round, they would be like, "Oh, this is much more relaxed than like some of the other food competition shows." I'm so sorry.
I thought I
can't-
was on chop.
Yeah, they're like, "I'm so sorry, I came in like that." So yeah, it's very relaxed, but they were able to do really everything we threw at them. It was unbelievable. Nothing tasted bad. Some things just tasted better than others.
I love that.
I love that. And that's what life is, you know?
Sometimes
Oh.
things don't taste bad.
No, I think there are things that taste bad.
Name one.
Name one.
Licorice.
We ate something recently that was really bad. What was it?
Was it from Trader Joe's?
I can't even remember.
Sometimes Trader Joe's really some up.
They're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing
Yeah,
what
at this point they're like,
sticks.
these flavors might go together.
Yeah, they
Let's
also
make
make
it.
stuff that's bad. Their chili crunch oil.
Oh, that's bad.
People are obsessed with it. I'm like, go to a Chinese grocery store and get
Yes,
some
yes.
real stuff, or
The
go.
one with the little old lady on it
Yes,
is the best one.
absolutely. Or even order some from a fancy company. But that stuff at Trader Joe's just tastes like old oil, and people are
It
obsessed
does
with it.
taste like
Like,
old oil.
is it old oil that they're just repackaging?
Yes, that's my
What-
guess.
You
Allegedly.
said something. We were having a Trader Joe's snack the other day, and you looked at it and you were like, "Oh, I see what happened. They weren't buying the pretzels, so they dumped them in chocolate."
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, they're playing games over there at the TJ's
They're like, oh, the
factory."
pretzels won't go bad for another year. Let's just dip it in chocolate
Yeah.
and sell it again.
I wonder if they've already come up with every single possible name of a Trader Joe's that is from another country.
Yeah.
They already have their massive list, or when they develop, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do Cambodian food." Then they like come up with a new one.
I think so. Yeah, they've gotten rid of almost all of them except for Trader Giordano's, which is the Italian food.
Oh, I thought it used to be like Giotto.
It might have been.
Interesting.
They did a big pivot because people
'Cause
were
they were
like,
like-
the Asian ones are extremely
The Asian ones were
offensive.
bad.
Yeah, people were like, it's absolutely unwell that you're doing this.
They were like,
and they were like,
"Please
okay.
shut that down."
Yeah.
Okay, this was my bad food question. Do you avoid eating bad food? Because the thing is, I feel like I get hungry
Mm.
and I turn
We can tell.
at every. I'm just like, I'll eat that. I'll eat that. We're here working late. We should be having dinner, but in fact, we eat 10 little tiny bags of goldfish
Mm.
instead.
Bad
Are
for
you
me or
able-
bad tasting?
Bad tasting.
Okay.
Are you able to avoid it because you're like, I know where there's a good sandwich if I just wait 40 minutes?
Yeah. I would say I'm generally not without something good. And I plan, I think a lot
Smart.
about food. I also do a lot of taste tests. So I'll have to kind of be like, okay, well, I'm eating this in the morning, so I'm probably not going to want to eat until like 2 or what. So there is some planning that goes into it because of work. Same thing with like, oh, I got to be at this restaurant to try this thing at this time. So I do think about it probably more than other people do just out
Yeah.
of necessity. But I also am pretty well versed in general with, and I don't keep bad food in my house.
I was
But,
about
like-
to say, like, do you have like cereal laying around or something?
I do because my fiance is disgusting and likes bad food.
Hear that, ladies? Stay out of
Yeah.
the DMs. She's gross.
She's disgusting and she's ugly. She will eat random stuff, but I try to always have something either delicious or nutritious.
Okay, so imagine
Yeah.
you wake up late. You're
Sure.
running late to, I don't know, Dropout or something to
Okay.
film. You need to eat before you get there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you stopping to grab food?
Del
7-Eleven?
Taco.
Del Taco on
For
the way to work.
breakfast?
Del Taco, yeah.
And what are you getting for breakfast at Del Taco?
They have these little breakfast wraps that are like egg and a hash brown and a little tortilla, and then I'll get an unsweetened iced tea, or I'll sometimes just do a bean and cheese burrito. They're like pretty good for you. You get some protein. Del Taco to me is fast food, but it feels more like real food than other
It feels
fast food places.
fresher
It feels
than
fresher.
any
Yes.
other fast food.
I mean, the one near me, you walk in and it's like today's avocados are from
Yes.
like
This
India or whatever.
farm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like it
exactly.
feels more local to me.
Mhm.
So if I'm pressed for time, I'll go to Del Taco. I love Del Taco.
Okay. I like the one next to Akbar.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's
that was the
great on
first
the
one I
way
ever went
home.
to.
Well, and
That was the first one I'd ever been to too, and I was like, "Wait, this is good."
They're
food?"
not always very good, but low-key, I think their fries are very
Yes.
good.
Oh, the crinkle cut fries.
Delish.
Yeah, sometimes they're too mushy, like if they're in a hurry and they don't wait all the way, but it's surprising. Fiance,
Yes.
What's
you
that like?
work
What's love like?
together.
Oh, sorry.
No, you
You
go.
go on. No,
You
you go on.
start.
No, you go.
Why are you
What's
lying
love?
to the world?
Okay.
Saying she's your wife on your podcast.
Oh, I say both because it just feels so arbitrary. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, of
what and when I told my parents I was going to propose, they were like, "Oh." And I was like, "Why?" And they were like, "We forgot you weren't already married." Because I'm like, we've just been together for a while. We live together. My dad texts her every single day. She's just so ingrained into my life and into my family.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
not gonna have a wedding. Like, there's just no. It just is like it has already happened. It feels like
How long have y'all been together for?
4 years.
Yeah, that's about enough. That's about enough to
That's
be.
about enough.
No, for
Oh.
parents to be
Yeah.
texting
I
and to
thought
be
you
like,
meant you were like, call
That's
it.
enough.
quit it.
That's
Actually,
enough.
you've had it.
Actually,
Quit it.
be done.
No. It took 6 years for for my family to be texting my ex, and he would always be like, "What's this about?" So I was like, "Oh,
He
you don't
doesn't
like
want
my
to get
parents?"
involved.
You didn't like it?
No.
Wow. X?
Yeah.
Ex.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
So your podcast is called Happy Wife, Happy Life.
Yes.
And the question here says, what's the wedding going to be like? But I'm hearing there's not going to be one.
I'm so sorry. I don't think we're gonna have a wedding. I think
Just
we're
a-
just gonna get married at the courthouse.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
so
Oh,
sorry
I
for
don't wanna
all
break
of
your
your
hearts.
lesbian wedding dreams.
I'm so sorry. Oh God. But I think we're just gonna get married at the courthouse and then go on like a 3-week vacation.
That's
Nice.
what I feel like that's what everyone should do.
Which court? Wait, hold on. Also amazing 3-week vacation.
I think so.
That's incredible.
Isn't that sick? Well, people keep
Yeah.
acting weird about it, but like people spend like $100,000 on a wedding.
Mhm.
No, you're
So why can't I go
No,
on a
you're
3-week
doing the
vacation?
right
You know
you're
thing.
what I
doing
mean?
the right thing.
That's
Who
what it feels like.
cares? Who cares?
But I'm
I'm
like,
just
for
shocked about 3
$20,000,
weeks.
and I'm not saying this is what I'm spending, but let's just say theoretically.
We heard about you and your richness. Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Yeah,
And your wife's
we're
richness.
not we're rich compared to what we used to be, which was poor.
Same.
No,
Same,
you know
same.
what I mean? Like I said, when I met
Same.
her, she was a janitor at a gym, and I was an unemployed comedian. So we're doing well, which is awesome. But I'm like, you could spend $100,000 on a wedding in Los Angeles and still not be able to invite everyone you want to invite,
Oh,
not be able to
totally.
have the venue you want to have, whatever. You could spend $20,000 on a vacation. That is going to be the best thing you've ever done in your entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Completely.
And it's so much cheaper.
yeah.
Mhm. Where are you going, if you don't mind asking?
No, please ask me anything. I think we're gonna go to Japan. We're gonna go to Japan and go all around Japan. You love?
I'm
Yes.
trying to go in April for 2 weeks.
I have so many recs if you do. If you need
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah. Everyone's like, you haven't been? I have recommendations. I want to go to that onsen where they let people in with tattoos.
Yes.
And I want to spend 2 days there and just soak.
I think that's
I
great.
want to get pruny.
Yeah.
And then I want to go to Kyoto and I want to go to Tokyo.
Yeah, that's where we went. Last time we went. It was great.
And I want to get massages in every city.
Gotta get a stranger to rub you
And
down.
then eat. And then I want to eat food out of vending machines and from the 7-Elevens.
Yeah. 7-Eleven food is unbelievable.
That's what I keep hearing.
People tell you it's good and it's better than you could ever have imagined.
It's like the same in Hawaii. The 7-Eleven food is way better than
That's
it
what
is
I've heard.
here. Anyway, where else are you going to go? What are you going to do in Japan?
Well, I think so. Earlier this year we went to Tokyo and Kyoto because my best friend from college ran the Tokyo Marathon.
Whoa.
And his boyfriend is from Taiwan. So we decided to all go together.
Fun.
The 4 of us plus Lily, who was 6 months pregnant. Probably should not have been traveling. So 2 couples and a pregnant Lily. We all went to Japan and we did Tokyo and Kyoto, and it was wonderful. And for this time, I think we'll go back to Tokyo because we loved it. And then we want to do some of the like more mountainy things. We want to do some of the like the onsens. It's so snowy and cool. And then we want to go down to Okinawa, which is like apparently like Hawaii.
Yeah.
And do you have like, are you a part of like a network of foodie people so you'll get good recommendations?
Yes.
See, that's so cool. You're in some
nice.
sort of secret club.
Yes.
My only secret club are a bunch of gay guys who are like, look at what I can.
Sorry.
And it's never good food.
It's never
Never
good food.
food.
Wait, let's
Yep.
see.
It's here. I just saw it.
Speaking of good food. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. We have a mountain of food in front of us.
Truly.
I ordered Mediterranean and Vietnamese.
I can't wait.
Which flavor would you recommend we start with?
Let's start with Vietnamese. It's light, it's bright, it wakes up the palate.
I love that. Meatball, I think that's what you're doing over there.
Yes. Okay, so we have...
Oh, and the receipt right there has some option or some information about what I ordered.
Ooh, okay, I'll look.
So we
Yeah,
have
you
some
look.
fried... Oh, maybe not fried? We have some egg roll. Or no, these are spring rolls.
Delish.
And then I think some egg rolls.
Beautiful.
And then
There's
what are
fried
these,
sesame balls.
Sesame balls.
I don't think I've ever had a sesame
And I
ball.
got this
And then,
from the place that you recommended that you hadn't tried, or
Oh
you
yes,
wanted
I
to
wanted
try?
to try this place. I have no clue how to
Is
pronounce
it
it.
And then a beef?
V-U-V?
It's VUI space VE.
Vu
V-U-V?
V-U-E-V?
I'm not sure. I would love for someone to tell me.
Yeah, let us
if-
know if you know how to pronounce it.
If they were a SoundCloud rapper,
Why
It
are you
would-
whispering?
That's cool looking.
they
He's,
would
like,
be
whispering.
V-U-E-V.
What does it say on the back?
Probably how to pronounce it. I'm just kidding.
VUIV means to have fun and be happy.
Love that.
Well, and we got a little banh mi.
Yeah, we got a beef banh mi.
Incredible.
All right, I'm gonna
I'm
try
gonna
a
eat a
sesame ball.
Hey, what do you want to
Let's
try?
all do one of these.
Yeah, I want to try one of those. What's inside a sesame ball? Is it like bean paste?
Yeah, I think it's like red bean paste normally, right?
It is.
I have never had one of these in my life.
Oh, it's kind of
Sesame
sweet.
ball?
Mm,
It's sorry, I keep talking about my fiance. It's her favorite dessert.
brag.
I know.
Oh, it's a dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why it's sweet.
It kind of tastes like a donut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
I love red bean paste.
Yeah.
It's one of my faves.
I'm gonna tear this.
You have the whole
Yeah. Listen,
I
this
feel-
show is
oh,
called
no, this-
Sloppy
Okay, great.
Seconds for a reason.
I eat after people all day at work and don't care, but then I remember that some people don't like that.
Oh, meaning they'll try something and then you'll take a bite of that same
Mhm.
something. I see what you mean.
Let me try, let me try this egg roll.
What do
Wait.
you think?
Mm.
How's that peanut sauce?
Delish.
Spring roll?
Mm-hmm.
Shrimp? Did you get the one with the shrimps?
Mm-hmm.
I love shrimp.
Shrimp is Meatball's favorite
It's
food.
my favorite
item.
food.
Shrimp is my favorite food.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
What's your favorite prep?
Probably like pan fried, but like
Delish.
no breading, and then I love getting it on, like shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits is my favorite food.
Shut up! That is my favorite food.
I'm originally from
And
New
then-
Orleans, so I grew up eating it a lot.
I'm from
and my
Baton
family-
Rouge.
Whoa.
Okay.
So shrimp and then you
Two
do
shrimp
the
girls. That's what we're. Yeah.
crispy bacon on top.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, I'm so hungry
Unbelievable.
for it.
Yeah.
You're like,
just
you've
had
heard
the
of horse
best-
girls.
Shrimp
Where's
and
Shrimp
grits.
Girls?
I forgot where in New York.
You have to tell me where because I'm going to New York soon.
I have to. I will remember. I'm going back later this month, and I'm gonna find it.
I had to when I was younger and I lived in New Orleans, my parents took me to the doctor and the doctor was like, your child has the cholesterol of an unwell adult man. What is going on? And they were like, what do you eat? And so my family was living in Louisiana and my family doesn't eat red meat.
Mm.
So in New Orleans, you can eat pork or you can eat shrimp or you can eat both. That's kind of like it. So all I was eating was shrimp. And so I had to tell this doctor, I was like, well, for breakfast, I have shrimp and grits. For lunch, I'm doing a shrimp po' boy. Dinner, we're doing some kind of shrimp etouffee, an eggplant puree with shrimp on top, something like that. And he was like, so you have to go on a shrimp diet. And for like a year as a child, I had to go on a shrimp diet. And it was terrible.
Like you weren't allowed to eat
I
shrimp?
could not have any shrimp. Full shrimp diet to fix my cholesterol.
Wait, is shrimp that bad for
It's
you?
very high in cholesterol
I had no
As
idea.
it's just in its own.
in its
My
natural
fridge
form.
stays
Really?
Yeah.
stocked with shrimp.
I mean,
Shrimp
it's not going to
cocktail.
Fridge,
kill
not
you.
freezer?
Well, in the freezer, there's also the Trader Joe's shrimp is pretty okay.
Yeah, it's fine in moderation. I was not using moderation.
No, you were eating it 3 times a day, babes.
So maybe 4, depending on the day.
But I thought, I was like, oh, it's shrimp, it's fish, it's got nothing in it. It's
No, shrimp
good
is high
for
in
you.
cholesterol. Shrimp, lobster, high in cholesterol. I know.
Lobster isn't that great, though.
It's fine.
These spring rolls are fantastic.
Delicious.
There's
Which one
one
did
with-
you got? Another one with like fried something on it, or
This one, I assume, is the pork or
Oh, is that
sausage
Spam?
one.
So it looks like Spam.
It's really, really quite good.
I
And
need
then
a
there's
little more
one more
sauce
in there.
when you're done.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I
a
don't know.
second
Let me
secondary
steal
sauce.
a second sauce.
Go on.
Steal that second sauce. Of
Go
course,
on.
no napkins.
Oh,
That's
they didn't give
that's
us
how
that?
I roll.
Wait, I want to try these little.
And they come with those, I believe, are chicken egg rolls, and you're meant to wrap
Ooh.
them with the lettuce.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
These are
Ooh,
so
that's fresh
good,
lettuce too.
and they're like, I hate when you get a spring roll and like the vegetable portion of it is just sort of shoved in there, and it's like not considered. And this feels like fresh and good, and the ratio is quite nice.
Very thoughtful.
Yes, very mindful.
I love.
How's that doing?
The sauce is really good too. Oh my gosh. I just saw. Oh, I also lost my mind while I was watching one of your videos, and you were like, "Oh, and we swung by Wet Dong Moonlight," and I was like, "That's my go-to. That is my go-to date place. That's where I
Yum.
take everybody. If someone's like, where should I eat over on the west side? I'm like, or on the east side, Wet Dong Moonlight.
Okay, so that's new to me because I always go to that Indian restaurant in that plaza for their lunch buffet.
Okay, Benjala Krim just told me that place is the best Indian food she's ever had.
Are you talking about next to Akbar?
Mhm.
Yes.
The
Right behind
buffet.
Akbar.
The buffet is
The
fantastic.
lunch
The
buffet.
lunch buffet is so delicious, and there's not a ton of like to get, in my opinion, and my friends who are Indians' opinion, you got to go out to like Artesia to get some like really good stuff in general. But there are a couple places that are real gems, like in LA proper,
Yes.
and their lunch buffet is delicious. So I'd never been to that place because whenever I'm there, I'm going to my buffet for lunch. But the person who owns that place's daughter sent me a message and was like, "My parents own that place. You should come try it." So I went in and I ate it. It was delicious.
Yeah, everyone's telling me it's
And
so
the nice
good.
thing about that buffet is if you order Indian, it's $1,000.
Yeah.
If you go to the buffet, you're like, oh, it's a flat fee and I can eat my face off.
100%. And on Sundays, I think they do it with a free glass of champagne as well.
And you know I love
If that's your vibe.
You want to try these crispy ones?
Those
Yeah, I
are
do.
there.
Thank you.
You saw the Spam. I am going to take a bite
Get
out of
into
life.
that.
Get in
Now,
there.
here's my
I'm like
question.
full already.
What do you think?
Okay.
Okay.
I
Relax.
had a donut when I got here.
Yeah,
I ate a big old donut when I got here.
You go ahead and calm down.
Okay. I'll let you
Um,
go shut
Jordan.
your fucking mouth.
Yes.
What would this sort of brothy sauce be that came with the banh mi?
Okay, it's a beef brisket.
Yeah, so you think
banh
it's like
mi.
an
I think it's like
au
an au jus because,
Mm.
to my understanding, I've never gotten a banh mi that
It
comes
fucking smells like
with a dip.
like pho broth.
That's probably what it
That's
is.
probably what it is.
And they use it to do like a French dip.
Wow.
Delish.
I've never had that.
That
Normally when
sauce
I
is
get
good.
the banh mi, it's almost like a cold cut.
Yeah, I normally get it with like mixed meats. So it's like
With-
pork and chicken and
And when the banh mi, the bread.
it's soft.
the bread. Well, it's wet from the meat juice, girlfriend.
Mm.
Okay, so what you've
I
done
knew
there.
this was
I
good.
did ruin that. I'm so
What
sorry.
you've done there has ruined my dinner.
Well, there's a whole other one. Do you want to? You want
Give me
some?
a little piece of that brisket.
Oh,
Oh, put it on the bread.
You put the cheese.
No, just put it on the bread.
Look at that.
How
Wow,
is
this
that?
meat looks incredible.
Unbelievable.
I've never had a chicken one.
Mm.
It's really good.
I love.
The sauce is delicious.
Wow, wow, wow.
That looks amazing.
I absolutely love.
I'm so full of food.
Mmm.
Let me eat this.
I used to go to
Ooh,
a
it smells good.
yeah. I used to go to a banh mi place in Chicago, and they were like bread forward,
Mhm.
and the bread was like really, really fantastic. but it was sometimes like so much bread
Yeah.
and not enough meat. And you were like, for the longest time, I was like, I don't actually really know what's even on this sandwich. Like, and there's a ton of cilantro on there too.
I
Mhm.
love cilantro.
That banh mi is worth
The best banh
worth
mi
the price.
I've ever had is. Wait, are you filming at the Hyperion studio for your show?
For
Dropout?
Dropout? Mm-hmm.
There's a banh mi
Or I'm
place.
sorry, I lied.
It's not there.
No, film out of a different kitchen that has like or a different studio that has an industrial
Oh,
kitchen.
duh, that
but
makes sense.
other things I film are at that studio.
So there's a banh mi place across the street that's like never really advertised.
I've never seen it or heard of it.
It's down the street. It's a tiny little white building. It has a neon sign of a peach in the window.
Ooh.
And she closes when she sells out of the sandwiches. So
love
it's usually
that.
closed by like 12:30 or 1
I
o'clock.
love that.
And it's the best banh mi I've ever had. And she doesn't advertise. There's no signage. You walk in, cash only. Oh, yeah, get napkins and a water bottle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm.
But yeah, it's the best banh mi ever.
I have to go get one.
It's so good.
Mm.
It's a good banh mi.
I think a banh mi is a perfect sandwich, but I also love herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Love herbs.
Yeah, you have to love a cilantro to get into a banh mi.
Yeah, which I think everyone should.
But
No.
people have that
No.
genetic disorder, and I'm just like, I think
Do you believe it?
no, absolutely not. I think
I-
you just don't like cilantro.
Can I speak freely?
Mm-hmm. Please do.
As a white person, I've only ever met white people that have that gene.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So maybe it's biological in our DNA, but also I'm like, interesting that only white people have that thing that make them not like cilantro.
And when they have it, they let you know.
I'm like,
They can't
"Ah."
not stop talking about it.
Wow. This was such a great recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
would
feel
eat
like
here good.
I
And
haven't
there's one in DTLA.
of this restaurant.
Mhm.
I haven't had good Vietnamese in a while. Like there's a couple good pho places that I go to that I
Mhm.
really like, but I feel like getting the mix of everything, I haven't found a good spot.
Now, how do you feel about parsley?
I like it, fine.
It's okay, but I don't
It's-
understand when people chop it up and add it to a recipe. I'm like, it's not adding anything.
When they
but-
chop it up real tiny.
And then they stir it in like it's doing something, and I'm like, it's not.
I think once again, I think that's white culture. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's white people being like, and we're doing something, and it's just our
And here we
food
are.
our food is not the food of other cultures. It's
Uh-uh.
and we need to accept that, and we need to apologize.
And
how I feel about it.
we're doing something.
Oh my
is what we're up
gosh,
to.
lemonades.
Well,
Maybe
this
they
is
really-
what I'm saying. They just threw them in there. Maybe it was part of a special that I didn't realize.
Maybe.
Are you interested in one of these?
Yeah.
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 I'll go ahead.
I'll
and
eat
get
it.
one.
Wait, there's
everything.
more food though.
Well, we've started with the Vietnamese flavor,
I've got the taste.
Mhm.
and now we're gonna.
And that banh mi wasn't too spicy. Sometimes they really give it to you.
Well, there's 2 jalapenos sitting here, so you could throw them on.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
get
ate one of them. It
and
was
get
good.
cranked.
Just
I
depends on
didn't
your
eat
mood.
that, but I love
Yeah.
a jalapeno.
And maybe if it was creamy and a cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Creamy and a cheesy. Cheesy and
Okay,
a crunchy.
speaking of, I ordered some stuff I had never tried or heard of before
Ooh,
from the
okay.
Mediterranean place.
This is getting spicy.
I can't wait.
I mean that sexually.